All right, thank you so much for attending my recruitment and selection policy training. We're going to go through a couple of procedures, and I just want to make sure that A, you understand the procedure, B, why we do it, how it fits in, and where to find all the documents and the information, all right? So please ask me any questions as we go through. You'll have in front of you a shared copy of the recruitment and selection policy. So this covers the whole process, but as I mentioned, we're only going to go through a couple. And basically because you are both in payroll, these two things may be relevant to you. So the first thing that we're going to look at is the pre-recruitment activity. So that's basically if someone leaves the role and a position becomes vacant, what do we need to do to fill that position? The other side of that is if a manager creates a new role, we have to then create everything that goes along with it. So like a position description, advertise for that role. So the same process, but one's a little bit different where one would be adjusting and one would be actually creating. So did you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, okay. So I'm just going to read through this and then we'll have a look at the procedure and let me know if you feel like you have all the information, and then we'll just talk about position descriptions a little bit because that goes with the same thing. So if say I'm on holidays and a manager rings up and says I need somebody to look at this position description or a position that somebody's left, what you would do is if it's a current position, you would get the current position description. So do you know what that would be?
Where that would be?
Yeah.
Should be in their employee file.
Yes, it should be in their employee file. If not, it would be in my HR file. So do you feel like we need to put the position description put all the position descriptions up on the CCMDI?
It would be good because we don't necessarily get the position descriptions all the time when they first start.
So I can do a generic position description for all the roles in here, and then at least you've got something to refer to or pull
That would be really
information.
good, yeah.
Okay, awesome. So what you would need to do, and possibly this might refer to you, is look at the org chart to see who this position would affect if it's filled or changed. So there is an org chart on the CCMDI. Do you want to see if you can find it? So do you know where the resources is? Yeah. Yeah, you can search for it. Oh, ORG, like organisation.
Oh, I see.
That's all right.
I just type that?
Yep.
Oh.
Okay, so if you click on
Look
it,
at
look at that. It's just dropped down the bottom. Okay, and if you scroll down, you've then got, that's Classic Holiday Club, but I'm mainly talking about Classic Leisure at the moment. So you've got all your reporting lines there. So just say Andrew Ashford comes to you and says we've got to fill it, then you would have to look at Mark Dobby and Mark Stevenson to make sure you've got approval and that they're in agreement with, yep. Okay, so also the new Fair Work legislation. So just say it's been a while since we've recruited and something has changed in the Fair Work legislation. Where do you think you would find the changes?
In Classic Connect?
No.
Fair Work.
Yeah, so I've actually, just so you're aware, I've put all the links on the front page for you of the policy, and the policy will be sitting on Classic Connect. So you can either just Google or you can go to the links on here. Okay. So new workplace hours, technology and processes. So what do you think that would include, like the new technology perhaps?
Slack?
Yeah, exactly. Something like Slack, you'd need to have a look at that. New workplace hours, so just say they're saying, like Ron came to me recently and said, we had a full-time position, now I want 2 people to fill that position. So you'd have to look at the hours that would be possible for, whether they be part-time, casual, all that sort of stuff, because you'd be consulting on that role. Okay, so then you would sit down with whoever it is Andrew or Denise or whatever, and you would nut out what that position needs to be doing. So that's mainly led by the manager, but you would also reference the old PD if it's there and put any changes in. All right, so that's basically the procedure, and then from that position description would lead into the recruitment. So that's the information you would put on advertising like Seek or Classic Connect for internal applications. All right, so we'll just go quickly into the position description. So I have provided you a template here. Have you seen one of those before, Tamara?
No.
No. Okay, so close down the org chart and have a look on Classic Connect for position description. You could probably just type in PD. There it is. And as you can see, it's completely blank. So the things that you need to look at are obviously where the colons are. So the position title, which may have changed. So it might have been called Member Services Consultant, now it's called Member Services Sales Consultant, so you need to make sure that that's correct. Who they're reporting to, so that could also change. You discuss that with the manager. The position summary, so that would be something like, for payroll, what would you do for a position summary?
Sort of maybe the hours they work, or just what their position entails, what they can do.
Yeah, exactly.
On the
So
day.
just a really big overview of
Yeah.
what the position entails. And then the key responsibilities is like giving a bit more detail of that, and what sort of platforms they use, whether it's Viewpoint, MyOb, all that sort of stuff. And then key skills and competencies is basically what they're bringing in. So, you know, that'd be attitude,
Attention to detail.
attention to detail, all that sort of stuff. Perfect. All right, so I think we have covered both of those procedures. So Tamara, if I was not here and Nikki wasn't here and a manager called and said, I need to fill a position, what do I need to do? How can you help me? How would you go about it?
Find what he wants, like what they want.
Would you reference something first, like what's going to guide you through that process?
Previous ones, or like who filled it, who had that position before, like
Yeah.
if it's one that's existing,
Yeah.
I'd look at who filled it before, what
Yeah.
they did.
So if we're like 6 months down the track and you went, oh, I know we did that training, but I can't really remember what the steps were, would you know where to look for the steps?
Yes, I'd look for in the resources tab maybe and see if there's any procedures saved in there.
And what would the procedure be? Yes, you're on the right track. Yeah.
This procedure?
Yeah, this
Okay.
policy, exactly. That's exactly right. That's what I was
Right.
trying to get from you.
Okay.
And this will be on Classic Connect because this has got all the steps. So
Alright.
good job.
Yay!
All right, and you're quite up on the position description. So
I think so, yeah.
any questions about that at all?
I don't think
Okay,
so.
we'll go on to the next one.